Ladies and gentlemen, and distinguished guests, and the All Boys Association of Hartley College, thank you for giving me the opportunity to speak to you today. I wrote a message for the booklet for today, and for some reason there's been some error, so it's missing. So I will try to capture some of the things I've written and try to give you some of my thoughts about Hartley and how it helped me to propel my life in Canada, and hopefully that all makes sense. I know that I'm the one between the bar and dinner, so I'm going to make this as quick as I can. I landed this morning in Toronto at 7 a.m. I live in Toronto now with a long flight in, and I was thinking, what should I say tonight to the audience, and started writing this down on a piece of paper around 1 o'clock Toronto time as I was flying across the Pacific Ocean. So I want to first thank you for coming here and give me 15 minutes maybe tops to get my message out, and I appreciate your utmost attention to what I'm about to say. I was very fortunate to have born as a Tamil, and also very fortunate to have been to Hartley College. But unlike previous generations that are here in this room, didn't really have a lot of fond memories, not because of the doing of anybody at Hartley College, but the wartime that we had during the time that I was going to Hartley College was very difficult, and we had very scant facilities. And as you know, that Hartley College was moved to Puttala Mahavidyalayam under the leadership of Principal Balasingham. But it didn't matter. It didn't matter because it was a proud organization, and we were proud to be called Hartleyites. We had so much difficulties. Every day there'll be bombing and shelling. We have lost many friends of ours over the years, and our teachers will get up and ask us to maintain a minute of silence for those who have passed the night before shelling. But regardless of those shortcomings, the school taught me some important lessons, which I still use in my professional life. The three things: punctuality, discipline, and the love for the language of English. And I'll tell you why these things are very important to me. Punctuality is a very important thing for us to maintain. I know that us Tamils are never we're anywhere on time, but I do know that we used to have the first bell, the second bell, and the late bell. And if you come after the late bell, Principal Valivaram would be outside, and he'll give you a whack. So I was very good in not getting caught in that. So that taught me something that was very good to me in business, because I'm always on time. I never miss a meeting, and it shows professionalism when you're in front of your clients. Discipline, I learned that from Raju Ratnavel Master. And I was terrible in school. I was not that smart, but I didn't have any discipline. It wasn't about smartness. I just didn't have any discipline. And I don't know how many days that man whacked me with the cane. I used to wear 3 shorts, so I won't feel the pain. And but he did really teach me discipline. And then Arunai Master was my favorite because I was very fond of the language of English. And he was my first English teacher, and I still believe my ability to write and speak really came from learning English from teacher Armanayam. So I want to thank them for giving me that chance. And these are the ingredients combined together, my increased odds in winning in Canada. And I really want to thank the teachers for that. But one thing I wish the school taught us, and I really want the OBA to take note of, is communication. One of the things I see all the time is that you could be the smartest person, you could have the best ideas, but if you don't know how to communicate your idea to the audience, you really don't have any idea. And I think I would be supportive of starting a program at Hartley College, helping kids public speaking and writing, and also giving them opportunity to pitch an idea, how to pitch an idea. Because if you can't speak in English and get through the audience, it'd be very difficult for them to be successful, regardless of how smart they are. Warren Buffett, many of you know, investment genius, he says that if you're smart and if you can't communicate, it's like winking at a girl in the dark. Nothing happens. So I'm here to offer my support to the OBA if we would ever create a program that will help our students in Hartley College to be able to communicate their ideas and write their ideas down in a way that is succinct and makes sense. Ironically, some of the Hartley teachers also told me they'll amount to nothing, and one of them actually told me I'll end up in jail. But luckily I never went that path, only because the school had certain pride that instilled in us that wanted us to succeed regardless of the path we chose in life. The good thing is I was born with only two settings. It's full throttle or sleep. And I learned that from my boss, Bill Holland. And even though I was not academically inclined, I had the discipline and the focus to go after the passion, which was investments for me. And knowing failure is part of a living life, and understanding that never to be defined by your failure, and allowing setbacks to strengthen you. And that is what makes people successful. Driven to succeed more than anyone else around you is the fighting spirit of every human being. But the real question is, what is success? Well, the unsuccessful people measure success with money, titles, and occupation. But successful people measure success with how much difference they made in other people's life. We cannot hope only to leave our children with bigger homes, bigger bank accounts. We must hope to give them what it means to be loyal to something, showing empathy to someone. And ask your kids to be good to people. Tell them they will be remembered more for their kindness than any level of success they could ever attain in life. The call to action really here in the room is, and internationally for all Hartleyites, give generously and give often. Finally, I would say that during the war, and I was living in Vancouver, and I obviously was very involved speaking for our people who suffered the biggest blunt that a government can deliver. And I know someone said that I was an activist. I wasn't sure if I was an activist, but I certainly was someone who spoke out and didn't really care about the repercussions of me speaking. But the good thing is, because I spoke a lot, I was on CSIS's radar, and I didn't have to really have an alarm system at home because they were around my house all the time, so that was good. But reality is, the war has passed. Now we have to rebuild our people. The way to rebuild a society is by strong education and focus on discipline and dream of something bigger than they can actually imagine now. I believe Hartley College still does it proudly. As I stand here, I can think of many situations at Hartley College that gave me an opportunity to be better to people who sat next to me, better to be people who are achieve something, learning from them. All these things, even though it was not part of the curriculum, you pick up on it. Finally, I want to say Mother Hartley's kindness toward a young kid like me, that world is not necessarily a bad place, and nudged my life in a direction that is today. My loyalty to this school is marrow deep. Thus, I am standing in front of you as your chief guest for the AGM, and I'm truly, truly humbled. Thank you.